Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Tee It Up Grand Strand. I'm your host, Shan Coughlin, here with my very special guest, Mr. Ethan Lysham from Eagle Nest Golf Club.
That's it. It's been a while. I'm so happy to be back.
It has been. Jeff's added a few lights since you
That's
were
it.
here.
A lot of lighting, a lot of good stuff.
It has been a lot of good stuff, and the weather is good stuff right now.
I'll tell you what, it's supremo. High 60s, low 70s about every day.
Supremo, that might have to be my word for today.
Supremo, there you go.
Supremo.
Put it in the dictionary.
It's happening right here in North Myrtle Beach.
There you go.
And up in Little River. What's going on up at Eagle's Nest?
We're having a great time. We're running the course ragged. Have a lot of golfers all the time, and got some great package rates going on.
Right.
Great walk-in rates, 55 in the morning, 45 in the afternoon.
Nice.
So
yeah, for people sitting in the north waiting to get out of that snow, I talked to my stepson last night, who is in upstate New York, and my goodness, it snowed again yesterday.
I'll tell you what, those poor people up there.
Make your reservations and get down here.
Get down here. April's coming, man.
I told him, so I shouldn't tell you it was 76 degrees here, and we're thinking about playing golf. He said, no, do not.
Please don't tell me that.
But he's coming down next week, so he'll be all set. Eagle Nest, though, one of the older courses on the Strand. I want to talk a little bit about it to give people the picture. Yeah. And for those of you if you're listening on an app, don't forget to go to TGD, thegolfdirector.com. Thegolfdirector.com. You can click on the TV tab, and you can actually see us well lit this morning. I don't know why it seems like it's very light in here today. But Eagle Nest, one of the older courses on the Strand. I love playing out there because of all the mature trees and the gorgeous just maturity to the course, and still those three great finishing holes.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're famous for being the toughest three finishing holes on the Grand Strand. I'm not sure that that's a 45-year-old label now. So
yeah, some of the newer courses may have taken over, but they're still three of the greatest, I'm going to say.
I'll tell you what, they're great finishing holes. They're certainly a challenge.
A few bets have been settled right there, I bet.
Absolutely, and a few clubs have gone into the 18th green pond, I'm sure. So.
Oh my, yeah, and I never did understand that unless they were betting so much money that the value of that club meant nothing at that point. Because I'm thinking, not only would I lose, I'd have to replace the club.
That instant gratification that people,
I guess,
unfortunately. Have to partake in. So.
A little frustration coming out.
That's it.
But that's golf, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, hey, if it can get to Rory that bad, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
he tosses one in the. He did toss one in the pond.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
But I still laugh about that. Normally the journalist would have been like, I can't believe the unprofessionalism and just really giving it to him, but not Rory. They talked about how graceful it was and how he just tossed it.
It's all about the spin. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was bad. But no, out at Eagle's Nest with spring coming up, folks are calling. Our phones are ringing off the hook here at thegolfdirector.com. I know yours are at the course because I tried to get through to you a couple times and very politely was asked to hold. I said, you know what, I'll call back because y'all got customers out there.
Yeah, it's been ragged. We have to. We're having someone come in every day just for the phones. I mean, it's
nice. It's
been busy.
Well, that's because y'all are part of one of, if not two of the best packages out there right now. That PGA 4 and PGA 5 is part of East Coast Golf Management. When you're playing 4 or 5 rounds of golf and getting, if you play 4, you get a $100 gift card, and if you play 5, you get a $150 gift card. I mean, that pays for your extra round right there, and you can use that gift card. This is what I couldn't believe. You can use that gift card on replays, food and beverage, merchandise, anything, and it's good at any of the courses. You don't have to use it at the course you get it.
Correct. I think if you get the PGA 5, for example, you get the cards on the first course that they've been very good. The East Coast golf people have been very good at making sure those cards are there for the players at their first golf course. They pick those cards up and can use them just like cash. I can't speak for every golf course, but I know at Eagle Nest you can use it for the food and beverage, merchandise, or replays or anything like that.
It's a lot of beer.
A lot of beer.
Or a lot of golf balls.
Spent with $150. Absolutely. Whatever you want to get.
Yeah, because that's for every player in that group. So if you've got a group of 10 out there.
There's 10 cards.
That's That's $1,500 so you can spend at will.
Absolutely.
You
Have
can
a good
definitely
time.
get some swag or
That's
whatever
it.
you need.
That's it.
All right. So the other thing I love about Eagles Nest are all, we're coming up, on the springtime, but all the azaleas and flowers out there. Y'all must have somebody that
It's
just
coming.
does that.
Yeah. What's the name of the trees? The Bradford pears just
Yes.
came out. Maybe
Do y'all have all the white?
10 days
Y'all
ago.
are white, or do you have the pink
the
ones
big
too?
white. We have a couple pink ones, but mostly white ones. Those have popped. I expect the azaleas to come out in the next week.
Just
right
in
around,
time.
Right around Masters, Easter's when they
Yeah.
come out, and we have
A ton
of gorgeous azaleas. Absolutely, it's going to be gorgeous here. in a week or
So we'll have to come out and get that
Yeah,
Masters
get some pics.
flair.
Yeah,
Get some
absolutely.
pictures of the azaleas. Get that field going. Get ready for
We'd
the
love
spin.
that.
I just think that's great. And now, located in Little River, we tell people this all the time. Don't worry about what the city says. If you're looking up the golf course and you see it has some non-Myrtle Beach city name, you're probably only 5 minutes away.
Right. Yeah, we're literally from right here. We're a
Mm-hmm.
5-minute drive just across the waterway. We're 1 mile from Cherry Grove across the waterway there. The
Mm-hmm. Right
way.
on 17. You can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
Big sign says Eagles Nest. So for folks who are coming in from North Carolina, if you come down 17 from the Wilmington area, you have to pass it to get to anything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're coming in now, what's so great about 31, it brings you right there into
Yeah,
Little
if
River.
you're staying in
down
South
9.
Myrtle, if you're still staying in South Myrtle, you can be to us in 30 minutes with 31. That's great. I live in South Myrtle and know the drive well. So,
So it's not too bad.
That's it.
So you said you hadn't been playing too much because I know you've been working and going to school
that's
quite
correct.
a bit.
Yes, ma'am.
But do you have a favorite hole out there at Eagles
I'm
Nest?
awful partial to number 4. It's
Okay.
a little par 3. The tee box is set right in between two Carolina bays. It's got these old, big, rooted cypresses in like a marshy area.
Oh,
It's
pretty,
absolutely
yeah.
gorgeous. It's one of my favorites.
What do you normally hit?
Depends on the tee. If it's from the tips, it's probably a 5-iron. If
Okay.
white tees is usually a 7 or
7 iron.
8-iron maybe.
Normal par, normal birdie.
It's a tough green.
Okay.
You've got to make a putt. If you hit that green, you've got to make a putt. So
It slopes a little bit if I'm.
yeah, it's sloped dramatically from back to front, and then again from left to right. So
And I'm sure the superintendent never touched the pin ever, right?
it depends on what kind of mood he's in that day, I suppose.
I know I've been hearing about these superintendent revenge tournaments, that people will have. But I've played some courses recently, and I'm thinking somebody was just in a bad mood.
Right.
I mean, sometimes it's
crazy
just not
pin
fair.
placement, yeah.
Yeah. And you can tell because it's either all or nothing. I mean, you play the first few holes, you get the feel for what you can expect.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I've wanted to get in the head of a superintendent, but my husband, who's a golf professional, says, no, you really don't.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Just leave it to him.
Just leave it up to them. So, Eagles Nest coming up in the spring, like you were mentioning, great package specials. You've got some great walk-in specials, and we are trying to encourage everyone to make their tee times early. I think you guys are on board with this as well. And I love it. We're flipping. We've trained people for the last few years to wait to the last minute to get the best rate. But now everyone's flipping it around a little bit. And you're actually going to
Absolutely.
get the best rate if you book early.
Yep.
Is that still the case at
That
Eagles
is the
Nest?
case. We've been doing that with, people that want to call us. If they call a week in advance, what we're doing right now as a walk-in special. If they call us over a week in advance and book their tee times, we'll give them the PM rate all day.
Nice.
So we call it the special rate.
Right.
So it's $45 anytime if you book plenty of time out.
7 days in
7
advance.
days in advance, yeah.
And we don't want to discourage those folks who all of a sudden, get that little tickle in their throat about 2 o'clock, feel a little ill, and have to quote unquote go home.
Right.
But swing by the golf course for 9 or 18 on the way
Absolutely.
there. We don't want to discourage that. That's not what we're talking about. But the habitual procrastinators
Right.
who think that that's the best rate, or we just want to get the message out to you.
This-
Don't be mad.
This time of year,
You need to know.
most people are booking their tee
Right.
times way out. I mean, this as opposed to summer
Right.
and winter, they're booking, and any given day, we're almost sold out.
Right.
You know?
Well, and I was going to say, I know I looked at your tee sheet. There are some weeks in May, especially the 1st of May, end of April, that y'all are already sold out.
Yeah.
And so, folks, don't get mad. We warned you. Golf in Myrtle Beach is hot right now.
It's hot,
and
especially with the winter they've had up north. It's
I
hot.
know, and the courses are in fantastic shape. Even you mentioned the overseeding went great. Everything is beautiful.
Yeah.
There is nothing, to me, there is nothing like stepping up on the tee of the first, on your first tee, whether it's number 1 or number 10, if folks double tee, and looking out at all that green.
Mm-hmm.
There are very few places you can see that much.
And it's what we did this year as opposed to what we've done in years past. We went wall to wall with our overseeding. So instead of doing the contrast
Right.
of the Bermuda and the roughs and stuff like that, we have overseed. If it's
Excuse me.
if it's basically in play, it's got
green?
green grass.
That's all, and not painted. It's overseeded.
We didn't paint anything. No.
That still freaks me out when
Yeah.
to go out and see the paint. I
Yeah.
can't get past it, but
Yeah.
and it's pretty to look at, but it's just kind of crazy to me.
It's
So
fake.
but real green grass.
Real green grass. Got
Yep.
a little bit of potriv on the greens, just to put a little color on it. So, and I think they're starting to transition. We were talking, me and Dave were talking earlier about the transition. We think it's starting to come in. But I'd say by April, everything will be pretty much all Bermuda.
Nice.
So here in the next couple.
So
couple
perfect
weeks.
timing.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, get down to see Ethan. Ethan's out there on the weekends
On Saturdays and Sundays all day.
at Eagle's Nest, and let's give everyone the website.
It's www.eaglenestgolf.com.
EagleNestGolf.com. And Ethan, we appreciate you coming in today.
It's our pleasure.
We're going to
My
see
great
you
pleasure,
sooner
Sharon.
next time.
Absolutely. We'll make it a.
These folks want the
More regular
updates.
basis.
We want
Absolutely.
course conditions, specials, everything going
We'll
on.
get you taken care of.
All right. And if you see Rick in there, give him a high five for
I
us.
certainly will do
All
that. I certainly will do that.
Thank you very much. This edition of Teed Up Grand Strand has been produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured golf course pages, including the one for Eagle's Nest, where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. And if you need help with your next golf vacation and like to tweet, hashtag just call Dave and he'll find you, or pick up a real phone and call us at 844-GO-GOLF1. That's 844-464-6531. All of our programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand, so to catch up on a show you might have missed, just click on the TGD Radio or TGD TV tab in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1 billion devices through iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, the Myrtle Beach Golf app, and even some more. This is Shan Coughlin, your host, and on behalf of our guest today, Mr. Ethan Lysham from Eagle's Nest Golf Club, and our producer behind the glass, Mr. Jeff, we thank you for tuning in. There's much more TGD golf news and information coming up next, so don't go anywhere.